So we have talked about Elon Musk a couple of times in this episode, but we will continue to talk about Elon Musk because the sun always shines on Elon Musk. I just like that phrase, by the way. So we are going to be talking about a company that he owns. Do you know Neuralink?
Yeah.
So Neuralink got FDA approval for in-human clinical study. So, what do you know about Neuralink before I start explaining some of this?
I think you can just explain it from the top because the viewer/listener might not know.
Okay, so Neuralink, by the way, here, let me make sure that all of this is right. Neuralink, the neuro startup co-founded by Elon Musk, announced Thursday it has received approval for Food and Drug Administration to conduct its first in-human clinical studies. And they are implants. The implants aim to help patients with severe paralysis to regain their ability to communicate by controlling external technologies using only neural signals.
Yeah.
So, let's see. This is what Elon Musk said. Musk said the company would try to use implants to restore vision, mobility in humans who have lost such abilities. So these are implants that are going to go in humans, and they're going to be able to help with this such things. He said, we would initially enable someone who has almost no ability to operate their muscles and enable them to operate their phones faster than someone who has working hands. It is crazy. He also goes on to say, as miraculously as it may sound, we are confident that it is possible to restore full body functionality to someone who has a severed spinal cord.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah, so there's a lot to unpackage here.
Yeah.
I think
I see a lot of like weird implications for it, but we can talk about the more normal stuff in the beginning, or you want the weird stuff in the front?
No, let's talk about the normal implications because he does. Okay, fine, go on. There's one more thing. I want to know your thoughts. I'm going to look something up really quick to make sure that I get it right. But what are your thoughts on this?
I think, knowing Elon, I think he's going towards the full cyberpunk experience. Like, he already has the Cybertruck, and he's making these robots. But I think like his idea of combating the robots would be to make humans more efficient. So he's going to make humanoid cyborgs.
I 100% believe that,
like,
by the way.
it may start with giving people back their mobility, but he's already talking about them being able to interact with technology faster. It's not just about increasing or like regaining the ability, but like now it's also like, oh, by the way, these people who before couldn't move as fast now can move through Twitter and TikTok faster than you. Everybody's gonna be signing up for it. I just scroll through Twitter, TikTok even faster. Sign me up.
So this is the crazy part about this, and I wanted to make sure that that's
correct.
That is true, and this is what because. I think it's kind of crazy. It's a brain implant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just
the fact that it's in your brain.
Yeah, the fact
I
that
think it has to.
No, I know, but I mean that's just crazy. So Neuralink's BCI will require patients to undergo invasive brain surgery.
Yeah.
Its system centers around the link, a small circular implant that processes and translates neural signals. So I think, I do think it's good. It's like a good technology, a good technology to be researching and putting effort in. But just the fact that I think it just goes into your brain is one thing that for me, I think it's such a massive surgery.
Well, yeah. But also, I don't know. All I go to is like, you're now trusting that they won't turn it off. You know, like, oh, now you're used to like having this thing in your head, and then like, oh, so now we're gonna have there's a subscription involved to get updates on your thing. You need to pay this much, or like, oh, you need the new one, so come and get the new one, and you have to keep upgrading it.
It's so crazy. I read this and I was like, this is, to me, it's a like for me it's like very much like out of the scope that I know Elon for. With his other things like SpaceX, Tesla, all these other ones. But I know he had worked on this before.
I think this, like, they all intersect in, like, if throw up the string graphic.
Oh, here. Okay, there it's all on screen. Okay.
Well, the like lines.
Okay.
But no. So think about it this way: like a lot of he's trying to advance humans in the human like experience. So if you're going to space, you need to have like you need to be different.
God. Yeah, I could see.
Yeah,
that.
so like because like if you're able to enhance like the human like body or human thing then to like withstand space, you need to like because regular people can't survive on Mars, you know.
Yeah, it's true. It's just so crazy to think about. I think it's a lot. I think personally it's a lot. I think it's good. They also go on to say just a bunch of other things too that say that it could help with. It's very. I think people are expecting a lot out of it too because they're saying that it could help with blindness. It could help with mental illness, and it could help with. Like, there's a large majority of people who probably would benefit from this.
Yeah.
But I think it's, I guess it's like we'll wait and see what happens. I think it's.
I think there's a lot of implications that will come of this because once the technology comes out, other people are going to make similar types of technologies, and the efficacy of those technologies, while Elon's may be like more ethical, more like, oh, I'm helping people with health and etc. The fact that like these implants can augment a human's abilities in any way, shape, or form is like very, very lucrative to a lot of people.
He said I could scroll Twitter faster than my hands.
Think about it this way, like, that means your visual hand-eye coordination is faster. Imagine that in like certain like realms, like, oh, you need to like, if you're a person that needs to like if you're like a first person shooter like game player, you're like faster, you can like react quicker.
That's crazy.
If you're
that is I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Your reflexes are faster, and if you're like have more control of your muscles with your brain, that remember the whole I don't know if you ever heard of this phenomenon, but like the mother strength phenomenon.
Oh yeah.
So like for the viewers, or listeners as well, the mother strength phenomenon is when like in instances of like extreme danger or extreme like necessity for strength, they like a person can and will overcome the hurdle to like save or do whatever they need to do. Because like the idea is that there's like the baby's underneath the car, and a mom was able to lift the car off the baby by herself, and the mom is not like some sort of like power lifter, some sort of strong woman, like is just regular person can lift that much weight. It's just we're mentally limiting ourselves from damaging our body. But imagine if you had a Neuralink or something in your head that you can be like, I'm using more of my strength, and then now you have a bunch of like super strong people running around.
It's so crazy. It's just crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about that we're heading in this direction.
Forget steroids. Neuralink is the next step. You won't be tired.
You're gonna see a guy and he's gonna power lift the most that anyone's ever power lifted before, and he's gonna do it all with his brain.
He's gonna lift it with his mind.
Yeah, I can see. It's like honestly, it seems it's a good thing. It's just it is so crazy because I think it's like I don't like, as I mentioned, I didn't really associate Elon Musk with this. I know that he's had other projects besides like Tesla, SpaceX. He has like the Boring Company.
Yeah, I think this is like one of the more interesting ones because it's definitely more in the realm of sci-fi.
It is.
And this is literally cyberpunk is going to happen.
Oh my
and I'm like,
God.
and with the rate of at which things are happening in the world, I wonder if by the time we or our listeners or watchers see this, or not see this, but like by the end of their lifetime, will we have augments?
Yeah, it reminds me of Futurama when they have the head in the jars.
Oh,
that's gonna be us eventually.
They're talking heads,
God.
literally talking heads.
Oh man.
I was thinking the iPhone where they shove
in the eye.
In the eye.
Oh my god. That's crazy. I don't know. I thought this was a crazy story.
No,
I
it isn't.
needed to make sure. I needed to make sure also because there's a lot of like I had to go and like actually pull up the information just to make sure that I was like saying it accurately.
Because I think like if you were just thinking into your head like this doesn't sound very real, like
No,
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It sounds like science fiction, but it's real.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's so crazy because it's like it's not something you think about on a daily basis. At least not something I think about on a daily basis.
If you think about like cartoons from like the 90s or the early 2000s and like what their powers are, like like they have HUDs and like oh wow that's so crazy they can like see visual representations like. Yeah, now we got that.
Oh my god,
we got that.
That's true. We do have augmented reality. We do
have
a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, it's great.
It's getting to that point, and then we're gonna get to like Ghost in the Shell, where like your humanoid have augmented eyes, augmented limbs.
Do you remember this? The Simpsons had they had a watch with someone on the screen there. And then we had later in the future, we had the Apple Watch, which could showcase all of these things. It's crazy.
Simpsons did it first.
Oh God, yes. But yeah, I thought it was a crazy story. Interesting story. I think that
I love these topics.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
these are great topics.
I did not even think about the cyberpunk aspect of it, but I think you're
about
right.
it like Elon loves this type of stuff. It's gonna happen.
You know what? I watched Cyberpunk.
Edge Runners?
Edge Runners, yes. Yeah. I watched Edge Runners. That's what I think eventually it's going to go to.
Very good.
Oh, God. Yeah. But no, good stuff. Very good stuff.